Yeah, so I think last time we talked about hightailing it into Canada, the weather looked really, really poor, especially in the U.S. And thank God we came up to Canada. We drove up to a town called Invermere and got a hostel because it looked like
It was gonna rain.
it was going to rain for like
week.
the whole week.
So we ended up cooking a little bit. It ended up being definitely the right move because Glacier got 2 feet of snow and
Yellowstone shut the park down completely because a bunch of roads and bridges washed out.
it turns out it was actually kind of sunny in Invermere.
Yeah, it was really nice, and so after a couple days we got a break in the weather and decided, hey, we're 2 hours from Banff, like
Might as well just go check out Lake Louise.
yeah,
Kind
let's
of that area.
do something nice and easy, maybe a 6-mile hike that we were looking at. So we got there, and of course, like Lake Louise is very popular, even though it's like kind of the beginning of the season. It was a Saturday, the sun was out, so we had to park in this remote lot and take a shuttle over, which thankfully we were able to get tickets for. It's about 4 miles away from Lake Louise.
A little bit of elevation gain, but we saw the lake. It was super pretty. Started our hike.
Yeah, around 3 p.m.
Yeah, it was a late start, but I mean, you have sunlight until 10
Yeah.
p.m., so we're like, oh, no big
That was
deal.
okay.
We met some climbers who were doing some pretty cool projects up in the Lake Louise area, and then kept on.
Yeah, so we
rolling
did
up.
the Plain of Six Glaciers Trail, and just gorgeous views the whole way. Like Lake Louise itself is spectacular. Seeing some of the reflections there, and then hiking up through the glaciers. It's funny. The weather was like on and off.
Yeah.
It started raining, so there was one
Sleet,
point.
hail,
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah, there was one point we're in full winter gear, rain covers on the packs, and that was probably 10 minutes from the end of the hike.
Yeah.
We were like, I don't know if we finished this.
Yeah, it was also kind of sketchy. It was like really steep terrain on snowshoes.
More snowy traverses.
Yeah, the snow wasn't that firm, but
But we were so close, we just decided to finish. And right as we got to the end, the sun came out for about 10 minutes.
terrain.
Yeah, we had this beautiful view down onto Lake Louise in the distance, a rainbow between us and it.
Yeah.
And, so we had some snacks.
And psych definitely improved.
Yeah, we felt really good. Clouds rolled back in, and so we said, let's keep hiking that. And we had run into this older couple.
Yeah, they'd done Big Beehive, or they'd said they'd done Beehive. And we were like, if they had done it, it's just like a couple more miles, we can just hike up, see the Big Beehive lookout, kind of hike back down. It'll be pretty easy. We still had, 5 hours
Yeah,
of
no
sunlight.
problem. So we did that, and it was a difficult hike.
A lot of snow.
A lot of very soft, deep snow
Yeah.
on the climb up. But again, once we got to the top, like the weather broke. Maybe he's like, I got this picture that looks like a postcard, basically, right? And so totally worth it. But then on the way down, there were all those down trees when we were hiking up. Yeah, it's shorter. It's shorter, and we don't have to go back down that trail. We can see Lake Agnes. We can see something new.
Yeah.
Let's go down this other trail.
But the problem with shorter trails is the elevation amount was still the same. Just in a shorter amount of
It's
time.
like a double black diamond ski slope.
So we're all about too much tuna, not enough mayo. You see those kind of tracks that look like avalanches? Yeah, that was us.
Our kind of method became like stick to the trees and slide down.
And then hit a tree
Yeah,
to
hit a
stop
tree to
yourself.
stop yourself before you pick up too much speed.
And God forbid, if you missed a tree, you were going down to the lake and you were going to pick up speed. Like, it was
sketchy.
Like, we definitely needed some self-arresting gear, and we had none.
Yeah, it was
But-
the sketchiest thing I remember doing.
Yeah.
Like in my life.
Yeah, it was, the heart was racing. My hands weren't even cold because I was just afraid.
And the rest of the hike wasn't it wasn't bad compared to that.
Yeah.
It was still snowy.
But I think we made it down. It was probably like 9:30.
About 9:30.
Yeah.
And, of course, the last shuttle to the remote parking lot was at 7:30. So we figured,
Just
we'll just hike.
4 more miles.
Yeah, it's only 4 more miles. We had done about 10 at that point.
Yeah.
But I had like re-injured my knee, which was annoying. So yeah, with all of the like post-holing through the snow. So I decided you were gonna run and get the truck.
Yeah.
And I was just gonna limp my way into town.
And on the way back up the ski slope was a little uphill. And I'm walking, trying to hitch, no one's picking me up. And I see this like family of bears just crossing. And I look down, I had forgotten my bear spray. Justin forgot his bear spray. So I'm just like making a huge racket, trying to stay on the road, get to the car as soon as possible. The first bad news bear sign was the bears. The second was they blocked off the road. The third was when I got to the car, there's a gate. And I was like, dear God, like, the car is now like trapped. Like,
it was a locked gate.
A locked gate.
Mind you, like no signs about this parking area ever closing.
Yeah, and I just so got to the car, called Justin, was like, hey man, I gotta find someone to open this gate. So I'm yelling, I'm like knocking on every door that has a light on it. Can't find anybody.
It's pretty remote. There's nobody there.
Yeah, there's nobody there.
And so meanwhile, I'm limping my way back up the hill. It's dark now. All I know is you saw 2 bears. I don't know what kind of bears they were.
Yeah, I should have clarified.
I'm injured. Thankfully, they were black bears, and they were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
So I get back up there. You were at the gate. So you had been filing through the chain. You had gotten it, I think, like 75% of the way by the time I got there.
I was pretty tired. I wanted to get home. It was probably 11 at this point.
And we would have slept in the truck, but we had to be back at the hostel in Invermere to check out and get all our stuff the next morning. So it's 11 p.m. Just filed the rest of the way through the chain, made the drive back. That's
what happens when you try and do an easy hike at Banff. You know?
Yeah, and end up hiking. It was like 13 or 14 miles total.
Yeah,
starting at 3 p.m.
14 miles a day.
Ton of snow, ton of elevation, but so rewarding.
Yeah,
so beautiful.
Definitely a highlight. Definitely a highlight.
And I'm so glad we did it because the next week was all just
rain, high winds. We ended up heading into Calgary and just, burning some rainy days. So.
Yeah.
The weather should be changing. Next up is Jasper. We got a good, maybe 3-day weather window. Hopefully we'll get another backpacking trip in. We know we're going to do some climbing tomorrow, so we'll keep you posted.
Cool.
Until next time.